Hello there, you beautiful people. Finally, we have another Dawn of War 2 cast. You know, COVID's been a bit of a bitch, and I might still have it at the moment. And I'm gonna keep having it every few months for the rest of my life. Because that, guys, is just the reality of the world now. But it's okay, we're here. It's no threat. I'm young. I'm virile. I fear not the COVID, not the Omicron. So here we are, and we're casting. So I've got a bit of a bunged up voice, and I apologise for that. But you know, what can you do? This is the new reality. We're gonna keep getting this shit. What can you do to avoid it? Nothing, man. You're fucked. Man's got to be wrestling with people on fucking trains. How the hell am I ever gonna avoid COVID? Practically impossible. Anywho, we've got a game with Kingfisher playing as the Tech Marine and Alpha Legion rocking the Lord Commissar. I like this, capping with his Guardsmen facing in the direction of the scouts, getting some good DPS in while they're capping. Of course some Guardsmen are dropping, but you know, it's only to be expected, right? They're Guardsmen. Scout drops. Only one Guardsman died so far, so this is going very well for the IG, but Tactical Marines coming in on the flank, not going to go very well for the IG in that instance. Certainly needs to be careful to back off here. To be honest, Guardsmen might have found some value going into the garrison just to stay on the field. They're running forward. I guess he was going to try and repair the Sentinel. I don't know. I think it was a miss micro because he's getting. I mean, he's just been forced off when it wasn't really necessary. He could have kept running back and just retreated earlier, or I personally would have just got in the garrison. So I guess it's risky if he gets an early flamer, but that's pretty crazy to get an early flamer that early. Ah, the coughing has already started. Brilliant. Oh, we actually see an execute. Cute. But the Guardsmen unfortunately aren't actually fully in cover, so not going very well for them. I think what Legion should do there actually is actually use the deployable cover, because then at least all of them are going to be in cover. Right now, you know, so many models at the back here not in cover. It's not very good. Vengeance rounds, finally! Love the Vengeance rounds. Don't know why I didn't see them before. We'll see. I mean, they definitely got nerfed recently, so we'll see if they actually are relatively effective. And the other thing that's notable with the Vengeance rounds is, well, not the Vengeance rounds, sorry, but the Devastators in general. Devastators are setup teams. IG have now got the Psyker in tier 2. The Psyker has 47 range by default, and it ignores cover. That makes it really good at dealing with Devastator teams, or setup teams in general, so it'll be interesting to see that interaction in tier 2. I hope there is a Psyker. Okay, so here are the Vengeance rounds. It looks like half of them are missing, and yeah, I definitely feel like that was a lot less damage than normal, but I wonder if the tooltip's been updated. Oh wait, wow, enables Vengeance rounds which deals 65% more damage to all units. 65% damage feels like... It feels like it was way higher than that before. But I don't know the numbers. I feel like Vengeance rounds did double damage before. But then maybe that 65% is multiplied by the modifiers. Oh my god, wow, I thought I had Soundbook. You know what, I think I have Soundbook PTSD. I think I actually have Soundbook PTSD. Really bold push here from the Tech Marine. Is he getting Bionics? No, he's actually getting Artificer. I wonder why he was running into melee. I mean, you know, you might say Space Marines, they're okay in melee, so you just tie up the Guardsmen in melee, but there's no point, man. If you have Space Marines with a heavy infantry armor in green cover, or the Tech Marine as a single entity, they just don't take any damage from the Guardsmen. So, I don't really think there's much of a need for that. But here we go, we've got Cadishans and the Power Sword, but a bit of a silly engagement here from Legion. I don't really understand the point of that. He knew that the Devastators were there because they were just involved in that prior engagement, but he wasted his old reliable on the Tactical Marines, perhaps to stop a cap, but then he just ran in and had them both forced off. What I would have liked to have seen him do in that instance is to ignore that, or in fact, if you're really good, distract with the Commissar going down this sort of area, so then he's like faffing around his Fisher to deal with the Devastators, and in the meantime you sneak the Cadishans down, and then from up here, they old reliable the scouts in the garrison. Because old reliable does triple damage to units in the garrison, scouts would just be wiped outright, and the scouts likely they'd be kept there because they were feeling like they were going to kill the sentinel, right? Plus he's distracted by the commissar. Anyway, didn't happen. Just something to think about in the future. Right now the problem for Legion is he's going up against double devastators, and yeah, you can see obviously he was trying to move the Cadishans in to shotgun blast the rear one, but just not very effective, to be honest. I mean, at the end of the day, Cadishans are a soft counter to setup teams, as is the Power Sword. In fact, I think the Power Sword now, it doesn't even give you a speed buff when you use the Lead by Example, so I think that tooltip's outdated. That was a pretty big nerf for the war gear. I don't know, can someone confirm that down below, because I find it very difficult to keep up half the time. Does the Power Sword and the Lord Commissar still give you a speed buff when you use the ability? Tactical Flamer is coming at the moment. It's going to try and go for some sort of timing push, but it's a bit of a half-hearted attempt, to be honest. Devastators are really far back. These Devastators were facing the wrong way, but fortunately they do actually get time to set up, and the Tactical Flamers are just doing amazing damage to the Cadishan Devils because they blob up so much. Cadishan Devils do actually have fire resist, but you can see how much damage they take in spite of that. Imagine if they didn't have it. Jeez, they would melt in seconds. So unfortunately for Legion, there is actually going to be a Gen Bash here, which honestly is really bad for him. But the good thing that he has is this side of the map has been his for ages. Fully matured rec point, and he's got the contested power node here, so he's not massively behind on power. Let's have a look. 83 for Legion, 150 for Fisher. Yeah, that's alright. So, wow, he got all 3 gens. That's crazy. Yeah, that's a really big win for Fisher. However, it has led to him losing literally all of his force from the map, except from the scouts. These scouts are getting a lot of value right now. I don't know about the Scout Sergeant upgrade. I don't know. Like, it's not been needed for combat, but I guess it could pay some dividends in the future with grenades. We just need to give it a bit more time, I suppose. But I would have preferred to have got a faster tier 2 and get that Scout Sarge. Perhaps now, while he's teching to tier 2 and he doesn't actually have any other upgrades to get. One thing to note is the Artificer Armor and the Tech Marine. You can see that he's away from the base now, so he doesn't have improved regen, but he still has crazy high regen with this armor. Very good armor. It was one of the best armors for HP regen in retail, and it probably was a big factor on the whole power creep of HP regen armors in Elite mod. But even to this day in Elite mod, it's one of the better ones for HP regen. 3 HP per second regen in tier 1. Very, very powerful. Plus 200 extra health. And it also comes with the mines, but the mines are going to be, well, you know, they're going to be of questionable use because of the Cadishan Devils. However, the Cadishan Devils can't be everywhere on the map, right? So you want to plant the mines wherever the Cadishan Devils aren't. Or you can plant them on your half of the map, trying to predict where the Sentinel will go, or a potential Chimera in tier 2. And then the Cadishans usually won't cross onto your side of the map very often, so yeah. Nice little flank there from the Commissar around the back. Cadishans are in green cover with the smoke up protecting them, so they're taking basically no damage. And of course, if this Devastator squad turned around to deal with the Commissar, that would happen. They'd get old reliable, and the Cadishans can then move up. The Cadishans actually putting out some really good damage here onto the Tech Marine. What happened to the left-hand side? Kingfisher lost his scouts over here. I'm trying to find the, yeah, I think he just totally forgot about them. I'm trying to find where it comes up with a red. Where are the scouts? Where are they? I don't see their dead bodies anywhere. Where the hell did... Oh, there they were. Yep. Bit bold, really. They went for... So they fully caught this side of the map, and then they went to get the decap, but obviously missed them. And the double guardsman and sentinel took it out while he was watching over here, so... Bit of a micro slip up there from Kingfisher. This is obviously not the highest level game that I've casted, but, you know, solid little intermediate game. Why not? So that really gives Legion a bit of comeback potential. I mean, Legion actually has really good map control right now. I mean, Kingfisher is pushed back to just this part of the map. You know, I got soundbug again. I definitely never used to get soundbug this many times. I don't know what's going on. And then with the optimization problems as well. Fuck me, man, this game. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's driving me mad. Right, well, we'll be back, I suppose. Alright, well, I think we were somewhere around here. The Assault Cannon Dreadnought's just come out, so... Yeah, Kingfisher had this tech lead, but he chose to get the AC Dread. Now, don't get me wrong, the AC Dread's pretty good against IG, but I feel like it's very much a force multiplier. And right now, Kingfisher really only has the Dread. I mean, you know, devs are okay, but they're not mobile. And this Dread is 150 power with the AC upgrade. So, what's the long and short of that? Well, the long and short of that is that the Cadishans are dead. Ah, that's so much damage. Fucking hell, and that's why the AC Dread's so good. But no, the long and short of it is that the Commissar has been able to get all of his upgrades, and the Chimera is out, and there is a Sentinel Missile. Basically, this is comeback time for Alpha Legion. But he's kind of throwing it, because I mean... Again, he's just walking his Commissar and his Cadishans straight forward into the firing lines of the Devastators. And with the Assault Cannon Barrage to show, it's just not a good time. A lot of bleed there from the Cadishans. Dead Commissar. I guess he's doing that to try and distract while this Gem Bash comes down. Now, he's got to bear in mind there's going to be another Barrage. Now, unfortunately for him, unfortunately for Fisher, rather, the Dreadnought is actually shooting at the Chimera instead of the Guardsman, which is not ideal. Fisher's got his scouts again. He's gone for this Sergeant straight away, and I really have to question this decision. I think he just goes for the Sergeant because he wants the extra HP, potentially less bleed. This Sentinel is massively overstaying its welcome. I don't know why it stayed there after getting the Stomp. That was very ill-advised. Are we seeing a melter gun? No, there's no AV. The scouts should just retreat. I don't really know what they're doing. Yeah, they're just bleeding for no reason. You've already got the VP, so it's not a big deal. Okay, Cadishans have gone off on the side. Cadishans now should basically always be doing this. They should be fighting solo on the sidelines. So the problem for Alpha Legion here, as much as he probably wants the Psyker to start dealing with these Devastators, he needs AV, and the Psyker doesn't do AV, and that's very intentional for these reasons. Now, one of the Devastators has upgraded to a las cannon, so there is some hard AV on the field, and it also means that this Devastator now is a lot easier to deal with, because if you flank it with melee, it's fucked, because it doesn't have another one layered with it. So, Legion's going to try and get onto some of these points, but the Dreadnought has been a bit of a plague right now. And the thing with this Dreadnought, you know, it doesn't exert huge pressure because it's so slow, it doesn't gem bash very quickly. But as I say, it's a force multiplier, and as it gets more and more levels, it becomes a nightmare to kill, because its sheer amount of maximum HP just gets totally out of hand. To kill it in one engagement is nearly impossible. And then especially with the Tech Marine, you've got really good repair support. It's quite easy to actually maintain its HP. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure, not certain, but I'm pretty sure the damage boost that you get from leveling up will actually increase the damage that you get from the Assault Cannon Barrage. So that's something to bear in mind. We actually see Melter Stormtroopers coming out as the AV unit of choice here for Legion. Very ballsy for this reason. The Assault Cannon Barrage doesn't land clean. Man, that thing kind of missed initially, and it nearly gives the Melter Squad. If that landed clean, it probably would have just given them outright. He really should be forcing melee with the Dreadnought. I don't know what he's doing. Force melee. I guess he's focusing up here too much. Man, please move this Dreadnought. Come on, Fisher. Yes, here we go. Forcing melee on the Cadishans. The Cadishans, though, are going to reinforce. But yeah, they've only got the Melter that's doing any significant damage. It's just not enough. Somehow the Chimera manages to dodge the last cannon shots there. Oh, look at that arc. The arc was terrible. And the last cannon isn't retreating, which is a huge mistake. Yeah, because it could die to retreat fire now. It's pretty low, 108. Fortunately, the scouts are here, so these mines aren't going to do anything. Oh, he's going to retreat past them anyway, so that's not a big deal. But we see another assault, another Dreadnought coming out. I was just going to say, I would prefer to see an assault Marine squad. I mean, I don't really understand what the Dreadnought does. I guess, I don't know. Are you going double assault cannons, or are you getting a melter gun? Oh, point blank mine. This could be pretty brutal. Yeah, they get inside. See, this is the beauty. This armor is really nice, the Tech Marine of this map, because there's a lot of these tank traps which are unbreakable cover. I actually always complain about playing IG on this map because of the tank traps. They're a nightmare. IG is very reliant on being able to destroy the cover. So let's see what he goes for. Obviously, Legion's just taking this opportunity to tech up to tier 3, but... Well, I was going to say he doesn't have full gens. He's had these 2 for a while, and he's now replacing his other one, so... Fisher needs to really identify that Legion has not spent a lot here in tier 2, and he needs to get the power bash. But he is also exerting a lot of VP pressure, and that's going to be a problem for Legion. It's never ideal to be heading into tier 3 with a massive VP deficit. Legion not paying attention here, losing lots of HP on the Guardsman, but actually only loses one model, which is honestly kind of mind-blowing. I think a decent grenade went in there, killed a couple of these Stormtroopers. Yeah. Not level 2 for the Scouts yet. I guess we're not going to see a Psyker, in spite of everything I was saying earlier about them. I don't really know what the point of this melee Dreadnought is. I'd really like to see it get upgraded to at least an Assault Cannon or a melee gun. It just makes no sense to have a melee Dreadnought. What are you killing? Like, the Commissar's the only threat, and he's dead. He's not even that big of a threat anyway. You can just melee him with your ranged Dreadnoughts and kill him pretty easily. Stern Guard have come out now. I don't know if he lost the Tactical Marines somewhere, because these are at the end. Does Stern Guard normally come out at the end? You know, I feel like I can't remember anything from this game. It is just, I don't know. So pretty passive play, honestly, from Fisher at the moment, especially given that Legion has barely got anything in tier 2. I mean, look, there's literally no tier 2 upgrades on the Guardsman. Fisher should be seeing that. No plasma guns, no commissars. So you've got to realize, shit, they're probably in tier 3. If I don't do something quick, I'm gonna have Kasakid and a Lehman Russ on my ass, and that's gonna be very hard to deal with. Now we do see double AC dreads. This is terrifying for IG to deal with, to be honest, because even if you get las cannons, which, you know, the hardest counter, they can just walk up to it, and with a double assault cannon barrage, they'll wipe your heavy weapons team instantly. So not for good. Not to mention the retreat killing potential of your Dreadnoughts with these assault cannons is pretty terrifying. But what they can't kill is a Lehman Russ, and we have one on the way. They also can't really kill Ogrins, but then again, you just get shotguns on your scouts, and you drop mines, and then kill them with the assault cannon barrage. Anyhow, the Chimera is completely out of position and actually gets took out by a las cannon. Drove up way too far. That was very ballsy from Legion. And Fisher now just needs to hold these 2 VPs, but to be honest, it is going to be quite difficult to deal with the Lehman Russ, especially if it goes for the Vanquisher Cannon and just stays at the back and slowly chips away at these Devastator models, slowly chips away at the Dreadnoughts. That said, he does have a decent amount of repair support. Just with Scouts and the Tech Marine alone, that's really good repair support, but those are red from Kingfisher. That means lots of blessing of the Omnissiah Globals. I don't know what the Stern Guard are doing here. They should be having Hellfire rounds loaded in to try and kill this Kadashan squad. Mines slowing down the Dreadnoughts quite dramatically. See, that's actually quite useful for Legion. If he didn't have them and the Dreadnoughts got over here by the time the Cats were here, very easy to wipe the Kadashans in retreat with double assault cannon barrage. Okay, here comes the Lehman. That's kind of shooting it, but now we see plasma guns on the Guardsmen and watch these Devastators get melted. Okay, well, that's the last cannon Devastators dead. That was a bit sloppy from Fisher. Should have retreated them a long time ago. I mean, you never want your AV Devastators isolated on the front lines. They're rear support units. Very, very scared of the Dreadnoughts at this point. Huge piercing damage coming out into the Kadashans. They need to get the fuck out of there. But Legion still has a deficit when it comes to VPs, and this could be a way that Fisher wins this game in spite of everything. Compositionally, you know, he's alright. He's not that bad. He's even swapped the Vengeance Round Devastators to las cannons as well, and then you got these las cannons. So he's still got 2 las devs, which honestly, you know, that's pretty decent. It's not great because the sight range of the las cannons is shorter than the range of a Vanquisher Lehman, which is what he's going for. So you need to use other things to spot for the las cannons, and he should be using infiltrated scouts to do that spotting. He also has a melter gun and an orb of the Omnissiah, so yeah, he has good tools here. I'd like to see a Cascade squad coming out from Legion. He just needs more field presence, you know, because the VPs are pretty much everything right now. Oh, this would be sad if Fisher loses the Tech Marine here. Yeah, he's not paying attention, loses that Tech Marine. I don't know what he's paying attention to be honest. This Devastator running around on its own is foolish. It should not be doing that. It's so vulnerable to getting flanked and killed. Being on one model, it's not a good idea. Stormtroopers just capping in the face of fire because there's only las devs for the vast majority of the time that they were capping that. These Gasma squad coming out with very low models. It's, is that a misclick? That's definitely a misclick, yeah, wow. Assault Cannon Barrage and Retreat? Nah, that won't kill him anyway. They're too spread out awkwardly. These Dreadnoughts are going pretty ham. Level 3 on that other Dreadnought, Jesus. Okay, this should be dead Cadishans. He just needs to hit the Barrage and Retreat. Even if he just forces melee right now, that should be a dead Cadishan. Come on, hit the Barrage. Come on, do it. No, he's not doing it. Fisher. Fisher, please. I know there's shit going on elsewhere, but really, it's just a rogue Lehman Russ. Dude, what the fuck? Oh, Jesus, man. Fuck me. Alright, take 4 now, because we actually DC'd from Steam again when I was reloading this part of the replay. But we will try and finish this cast, because in for a penny, in for a fucking pound. Just like them Stormtroopers, I suppose. One of whom is now dead, maybe 2, yep, 2. But it looks like the level 2 Dreadnought, so a much weaker one, is actually going to go down here. Pretty isolated. I guess it was chasing down the Cadishans, trying to get the wipe on them, but failed. Fisher at this point obviously is going to try and win using his VPs. Double last devs. Very, very timely use of the flare by Legion. I must admit, this is one of the things that makes the Lord Commissar just so fucking legit. And then the final model is sniped by the Lehman, who can now just push up and kill the Dreadnought with pretty much impunity. However, the Cadishans get wiped by the grenade on this side, and there is very little time left for Legion to actually decap these points. He is going to have time. I'm thinking? Fucking hell, maybe he won't. No, he will, he will. Yeah, he's got time. He's got time. It's alright. False alarm, folks. He's got time. And he's actually going to rocket run in the base. Just to the BM. So he wipes out the Stern Guard, and then the Lehman kills the Dreadnought. Kingfisher has a Tech Marine and a Scout Squad left. But the thing is, Scout Squads can infiltrate. So Kingfisher could actually win this. He also is going tier 3, and he nearly has enough for Terminators, who in theory could just sit on one of the VPs and capture it because they're unknockable. Very interesting strategy here. Planting a bunch of mines all together. So I suppose if a unit walks right in the middle, the explosion of all 3 mines will blow them up. But obviously requisition right now isn't really a concern. The concern is purely VPs. So it'll be interesting to see how Legion plays this. Obviously he needs to force off the Tech Marine before he can cap the commie, so he does that. Now he needs to loop around with the commie and get on that VP. Infiltrated scouts are doing what they can do, but he's going for a tank. Why? Fisher, you need to cap. What are you doing? All you do now is drop. Use the line of sight you've got here. Drop Terminators here and just put them on the VP. He can't stop you from capping it. If you have that cap for a few seconds before he can get the decap, then you win. I think to be honest, that play probably wouldn't have won him the game, though, because, well, then again, he has the red to have just used the Orbital and the Lord Commissar. So, yeah, that would have won Fisher the game right there. If he orbitals the Commissar and he drops Terminators here using the line of sight from the wreck point and just makes them cap the VP. He can't, there's no way Legion can shoot down the Terminators before they cap that point. They've got too much HP. And a tank? I don't know, man. Lehmans are the ultimate tank. Why would you try and attack Lehman with a Predator? Like, that's never going to win in an even fight. And they've got Guardsmen to repair it. They've got Melter Stormtroopers to assist. What's your assistance? One Lascannon squad, which is easily forced off in a few seconds by the Guardsmen. I really question this prioritization, I have to say. It should just be purely about VPs. Like, even over a Predator, just more infiltrated scouts would be really nice right now. Here we go. So the Predator's moving up. I think it already triggered one of the mines, maybe. I'm not sure. But Melter Bomb comes down, that's more damage. Melter Guns are in, and you can just see, you know, Predator does okay damage, but the Lehman just has too much range, too much HP. It's a pretty futile engagement. Another Guardsman capping the side. Left-hand side was controlled by the Commissar. Where did the Tech Marine go? I think the Tech Marine might have came down this way. Surely he hasn't been in base healing the entire time. Surely not. Yeah, I'm struggling to see what Fisher can do at this point. I mean, he can still make that Terminator play. He's got line of sight over here from the power node. But he's going to struggle to capture another VP. Now there's a bunker coming up. I wonder if this is going to be repairs or medical. Kassakin coming out. Remember that Kassakin can cap even faster if they get their sergeant. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think there was a lot of other ways that this could have gone. I think Fisher definitely had the means to win this. I mean, I guess that's always the case, right? If a game comes down to 11 VPs, then you definitely always had the means to win it. I mean, you could go back and there'd be parts of the game all over the place where you could have easily got another 11 VPs, and that's why VP pressure is really good. I think in Tier 1 you do want resource pressure, because having the tech advantage and winning fights translates into VP leads. But in Tier 2, I feel like you just want to take as many bits of VP victory, I suppose, off your opponent that you can. Terminator's coming in at last, but it's too late, right? I mean, Commissar just needs to stop chasing and get on this VP. Yeah. One of these is repair, one of these is medical, maybe? It looks like he doesn't even have the money to get either. What the hell? What are you doing, Legion? Why did you call down another bunker? Okay, so repair bunker comes down. But Lehman Russ doesn't actually do very good DPS to the Terminators. So, okay. The Kassakin have caught this VP. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Terminators can take over the cap, right? Oh, it's a big swing and a miss there on the Cyclone missile launcher. Come on, Terminators. Terminators just need to go on the cap. What is he doing? Stop trying to melee Lehman. Just get on the cap. Get on the cap. You win on this game on VPs. Oh my god, please. Legion, you must see the devs. Do not let these devs get a decap. Oh my god, he's preoccupied with killing the Terminators. No! Legion, what are you doing? You need the VPs! No! He's got Melter Gun Kassakin running away from the VP to try and deal with Terminators when they could have killed that last cannon in about 2 seconds. Oh my god, what a throw. And somehow the Lord Commissar didn't prevent the Tech Marine from capping the mid VP, and so Kingfisher wins the game. Legion, that was terrible. What is wrong with you, my lad? Fisher, how the fuck did you win that game? You know what, guys? I don't even know what I just watched, but I hope it was enjoyable. That's all for this cast. Torpid the fuck out.